Hi guys, it is Monday, January 13th. My name is Chloe and this is the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today it is finally above freezing in Kansas. It's 36 degrees and so all the ice is finally melting. Like it looks like it's raining outside and it's not. It's just ice melting from everything. So thank goodness. Today they called school off because of the roads and everything were so bad. And I think it was a little preemptive because the roads are fine now, but anyway, they called school. So this morning I took my daughter over to my sister's house because her boys were out of school. So she just stayed home with them today. And so she watched my daughter as well while I went and painted at our new house. So that was a really unexpected perk because I didn't have a babysitter today to help. So that was awesome. I went and got some painting done. And then I also finished this morning Intercepted by Alexa Martin. I had this on audio, so I was listening to it while I painted, and that just makes it go so fast, and I really loved it. This book, though, was 3 stars. The main character was hashtag obnoxious. I could not stand how much she talked in hashtags. And like in your inner dialogue, I understand that like hashtags are a thing, but never once in my head have I thought of something I'm doing in a hashtag. But whatever. I thought that was super annoying and got old really, really quick. I liked the main character otherwise. Like I liked that she seemed pretty independent and made decisions for herself, and I thought that was good. I thought this story was just okay. There's a lot of cattiness between her and the other wives of the team. Let me back up and tell you what this is about. This is about a girl named Marley who was dating a guy on the Denver Mustangs NFL team. It's a fictional NFL team, obviously. She was dating him for 10 years, and then she found out he was cheating. So that happens pretty early in the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. My husband just got home, so I'm going to pause this for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Well, and then the team gets a new quarterback, and so this Marley is surprised to see who it is because it's a guy she had a one-night stand with years ago. So the rest of the book is just following kind of her relationship with him and with the other wives, and she's got some friends that are wives of team members and stuff, and she's the only girlfriend, so that dynamic's a little bit weird, but like I said, the cattiness overrode the romance, and that was a bummer for me. Overall, this book was just 3 stars. It was okay, nothing exceptional. I do love sports romances, so that was good. I just didn't like the use of hashtags all the time, and that the cattiness overrode the romance and the focus of the story. I am currently physically reading Cures for Heartbreak by Margot Rabb. And this one is about a girl who her mother is diagnosed with cancer, and 12 days later she dies. And so it's just her trying to figure out how to cope. Like that's a shocking loss and a big loss. And so I forget how old, she's 15, I guess. And so she's like just trying to figure out how she's going to survive without her mom, and her dad's got health issues. Her and her sister don't really get along. So that's this. And then I also am starting, Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, and I am buddy reading that with Kendra from Kendra Loves Books, and I'm really excited. This is the first time we've buddy read anything, and she's a new friend, but she is just wonderful, so I will link her down below. But this one, I have read another Swear on This Life, I think it was called, by Renee Carlino, and I loved it. And so this one, I'm excited to read. I think it's a second chance romance. I don't really know much about it, but I'm going to start that today during nap time and try to get a good chunk in. My husband just got home for lunch, and then I'm going to put my daughter down for a nap and probably lay down and read. It's a gloomy, gloomy day, so hopefully get some good rest and then make dinner and see where the day goes. So that's it. I will check in later. Bye. Hi everyone, it's about 7 o'clock on Monday evening, and I'm just coming on quick because I started a book at the beginning of nap time and finished it just now, and that book was Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. I buddy read this with Kendra from Kendra Loves Books, and I think she's maybe going to finish it tonight too. It was a very good book. The first like 75% was 5 stars for me. Then the end just knocked it down. So it ended up being 4 stars for me. Still very good. Renee Carlino is one of my auto-buy authors, and this book did nothing to change that. So I really, really enjoyed it. The book is about Matt and Grace. Present day, they are not together. He just is divorced from another woman, and he's just kind of bitter and just grouchy a little bit, but he sees Grace on a train and tries to catch her or something, but can't catch her. And so he puts like a Craigslist ad and says, looking for this girl with a certain tattoo. And so he tries to find her, and then it flashes back 15 years ago. Matt and Grace met when they were in art school at NYU together. They were like neighbors in the dorms. And so they met, had a friendship, fell in love, and I loved the past part. I thought their love was so, like, I felt the intensity of a first love, and I thought it was written so well. She was very innocent and virginal, which can be sometimes really like annoying and not done well, but I thought this one was done well. And he was a little more experienced, but still just their love felt like very pure and innocent and sweet and just a very good first time love. So I loved that. I'm not a crier in books, but when they had to part ways, like had a big lump in my throat, they were just so sweet. So then it flashes back forward 15 years. Grace is teaching cello in high school, and one of her students sees the ad. And so that's kind of where the book goes. The ending, there's a huge, huge, huge miscommunication that I saw coming from a mile away, and I hate the miscommunication trope. Like, I hate when that's the whole reason for things. And I also thought that I thought the trying to find each other was very one-sided. And so, like, I feel like if they were both pining after each other and whatever, then it was like she was looking for him and he wasn't really looking for her, but he was pining after her, supposedly. I don't know. And then I thought the ending was just a little cheesy, and I just felt like the end really did a disservice to how well the whole first two-thirds of the book was. Like I said, I loved the past parts. The present parts were just okay. And that's my thoughts. So that's it for tonight. I don't know if I'll start anything else. I'll probably read a little bit in my Cures for Heartbreak. That is a 230-page book, and it's taking me like 3 or 4 days. But just because I've been reading a lot of other good stuff, and I've been really busy and on the go, so I've been doing more audio and ebooks and that kind of stuff. So that's all I have to say for tonight. I will check in tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, January 14th, and I am just coming to you from our new house. I am just taking a break from painting kids' rooms. They're upstairs and there's not a whole lot of ventilation up there, so I put one coat in one of the kids' rooms, and now I'm coming down here to sit and maybe read a chapter of my book, just to kind of get some fresh air or some non-paint air. So that's what I'm doing. I've got my physical book, Cures for Heartbreak by Margot Rabb, and then I have been listening to In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume. It's like a 15 or 16 hour audiobook. It's super long, so I thought, well, at 2.5 times speed, it'll definitely get me through today. So hopefully that'll be good. I will talk more about that later when I can sit down and update more, but I just thought I'd pop in real quick and let you know what I'm up to. Well, it's about an hour or so later, and I'm about to leave our new house and go get my daughter at work. I think my painting days may be done. We were reading about some of the possible side effects and things that can happen if you're not ventilated enough, and with it being literally freezing outside, we can't open windows, and the bedrooms and stuff upstairs just aren't great in ventilation. So I think we are going to stop, or I'm going to stop for now and maybe hire somebody or see if we can get some friends to help us paint. And I'm so bummed because like I just told you guys, I think it was the last vlog, but it's just so cathartic to plug in an audiobook and do something productive. And as a stay-at-home mom, it's I feel like my productivity has plummeted. And so most days it's if everybody's fed, clean, and relatively happy, it's a successful day. And that is not something you can check off a list. So for me, I'm very
I'm an Enneagram type 3, if you're into that, which is like the achiever. So like being able to check things off a list and accomplish things feels so good to me. And so I'm really bummed. But so it goes. The safety of the baby is the most important thing. So that's what we're doing.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 15th, and I'm just coming on because I did not update at all yesterday. We just had a go, go, go sort of day, and I just didn't get a chance to until I was like in bed and realized I hadn't updated. And so I just decided to wait until today. So yesterday, after we last talked, we went to lunch with my mom, and then we went and took some food to my husband, and then we came home, or we went to the grocery store, came home, took naps, and then got up and went to my nephew's first middle school basketball game. And it was so fun. He goes to the same school that I went to for middle school, and I walked in, and my health teacher was the one that was taking, like, you have to pay to get in, so taking money to get in. And I have kept up with her, like, as an adult, and she's just such a nice lady, and she hadn't met my daughter yet, and so that was fun. And my niece is in 8th grade, so she has my niece, and she was just saying how, like, our mannerisms are so much the same and all that kind of stuff. And then my nephew's in 7th grade, and it was their first game, and A team and B team have not been, like, decided, I guess, so he played on both. And so we stayed until about 5:15, 5:30. I was getting so nauseous and tired and headachy because this kid, it's like if I don't eat every 3 hours, it's like it makes itself known. So we came home, and I had made some lentil soup in the crock pot, so we ate that, and then just did stuff around the house, I think. I don't really know. Yesterday, so physical reading has been kind of a struggle for me lately just because we haven't been doing so much. And then yesterday, I laid down during nap time, and I was going to try to finish my physical book, which is Cures for Heartbreak, and I fell asleep. And I think that there must be some, like, growth spurt going on with the new baby or something, because this week I have been, like, by 10 o'clock, I'm ready for a nap. And, I mean, obviously I don't get one, but so whatever. That has all been going on. So I'm still reading Cures for Heartbreak physically by Margot Rabb. And that one, I am going to finish it today. Doggone it, I'm going to finish it. This morning I made pancakes, and then now I've got some cornbread in the oven, and just filming this clip and doing stuff around the house until about 10:45. Then I'm going to take my daughter over to my mom and sister. They're going to watch her. I have got a sore tooth, and so I know, like, dental work is not really recommended during pregnancy, but this is like a sore spot that I think maybe a cavity or something, because, like, my back teeth, I am a clencher. Like, I guess I clench my teeth while I sleep, and so he said I'm just, like, basically flattening them to, like, nothing. And I have tried, like, bite plates or whatever, or, like, mouth guards at night, and I spit them out. Like, I can't help it. And even, like, early pregnancy, I could not breathe at night. I was so congested and stuffy. So I put Breathe Right strips on, and which is sexy, I know. My husband was probably like, hey. But even that, I would take off. Like, those hurt to take off. And I would do it in my sleep, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like to be messed with. So, and I'm a very active sleeper, so whatever. I can't keep any of that stuff in. So I'm going to the dentist. Hopefully not going to get a filling, but probably. And then I'm finishing that book during nap time. I don't care if I need to drink coffee or do something. I'm going to finish that book during nap time. So I just heard my cornbread timer go off, so I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. So as I was saying, I'm going to finish Cures for Heartbreak today. And then yesterday I did finish In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume. And that book was a really long audiobook, so I'm shocked that I finished it. But it's the life of a mom. It's like, I don't know how loud that clippity-clop rocking horse is going to be, but I know the yelling will be heard. Anyway, In the Unlikely Event was a really long audiobook, so I'm shocked that I got through it, but between painting and doing all the other things we were doing yesterday, I got it done. And it had a really, really interesting premise. It was based on a true story, which I didn't know until the very end in the author's note, but there were 3 planes that crashed in this town of Elizabeth, New Jersey in the 50s, and they all crashed within I think it was like a 58-day period, for sure less than 3 months. These planes kept crashing into the town, and like the first 2 I know killed everybody on board and some people on the ground, and then the last one killed about half the people on board and some of the people on the ground. And the book was so interesting if it would have revolved around that, because there were some theories about why almost all of the crashes had to do crashed near schools or kids areas. One crashed near an orphanage, and so it was is this some sort of conspiracy, or is something going on? And then it was I guess aliens were a thought, and whatever. There were just a few theories brought up, and then it was never resolved. And so I did some reading on it, and it basically had to do with it was near, all of the crashes involved Newark Airport, and they just didn't have good, when you took off into this town pretty much. So whatever, I guess it was just kind of a freak thing. And I'm a nervous flyer, and we're getting on a plane on Sunday, and so this was really, really a poor decision for me to read, but that's neither here nor there. The book ended up being 3 stars for me because that premise was really good. It was a really long book, and there were so many perspectives and so many characters. So many, I can't even tell you how many. And it was not hey, we're just hearing everybody's little blip from the town, and you can kind of forget about it and just immerse yourself in the town and the feelings in general. It was you're supposed to keep track of the storyline, because the storyline will come back up and connect. And for me, it was just, maybe it was because it was on audio, but if I would have read it physically, it would have taken me forever, because it wasn't that intriguing. A lot of the book was just their stories and their lives. And I found Mary, she was one of the main points of view, I guess, and her mom, Rusty, and her grandma, Irene. Their 3 stories were plenty, and I wish it would have just kind of stayed at that and really focused on those 3, and then used everybody else kind of secondary, and we wouldn't have heard perspectives from them necessarily. I think that would have made it a much better story, but as it was, there were just too many perspectives, too much going on. A weird focus in, is it supposed to be the crashes that is that the focus of the book? Is it all these other things going on? It just was too much for me. And so I don't know, it's one of those books too that upon reflection, I liked it better than I did while reading it. The reading experience just wasn't that good. It felt slow. If I didn't have it on audiobook, I don't know if I would have DNF'd it or just chugged through it for weeks. But anyway, that was okay. Today I have started Bad Behavior by Sheila O'Flanagan. And now I don't know, I know I've got a couple people maybe in Canada, one in Australia. I don't know if I have any European viewers, specifically Irish. Sheila O'Flanagan is Irish, and I have been to Ireland twice. And while I was there, one of my favorite things to do was go to all the bookshops, because I went, mind you, it was probably 10 years ago, but at that time, there were a million more little bookshops than there are here in the States. And so I don't know if it was, I don't know. I just loved them. I was so charmed by them. So I bought way more than I needed to. And Sheila O'Flanagan is an Irish author, and her books are always pretty big. She's kind of like a Marian Keyes type, in that, they're all big. They're all kind of just slice of life, women's fiction. And this one is about a girl named Darcy, and she works for this business. I'm not sure even really what they do, but a big business, and they've just been bought out. And so I think there's a little bit of concern there. And she also gets a letter from one of her ex-best friends saying she's getting married. this friend has left Ireland, gone back to the United States, and so she lives in the United States. I think Darcy now lives in London, maybe, or maybe she's back in Ireland. I don't know. Doesn't matter, but she's in the UK somewhere, and so we don't know really why these friendships ended, what's going on, and the book is told both like Darcy telling her friend Anna now, and then also flashbacks to when Darcy and Neve was the girl's name, when they were friends, and what was going on then. So far, really cute, very much what you'd expect, just a slice of life women's fiction, nothing huge going on, but that's it. So that's what I'm reading now, and today, like I said, I'm going to the dentist, and then going to lunch and hang out with my sister. We do that once a week, so that's today, and that's going to be really fun. And then naps and packing and laundry for our trip. I'm going to try to get packed completely Friday because we leave Saturday, and so that's the plan for today. I will check in later. Bye. So I just finished Cures for Heartbreak, and I'm going to give it 3 stars. I thought it was good premise, but again, bad execution, or not bad, but just not ideal execution. So it's about a girl whose mom is diagnosed with cancer, and then 12 days later she dies. And that's not a spoiler. It happens in the very beginning of the book, and we're told about it. We don't really see it. So then the rest of the book is just trying to figure out, like, how do you move on from that? She's, I think, maybe 16, and just I mean, there's never a good time to lose your mom, but especially that. She's got her dad, who has heart issues, and then her sister, who they don't really get along, and she's off at school anyway. And so there's just, her name is Mia. Shh, baby. Her name is Mia, and she's just not quite sure how to cope. So it's her story with her dad, and she at first like indulges. Her dad has to spend some time in the hospital, so she indulges in the hospital Sundays, and so that is kind of foodie. Then her dad is put on a fat-free diet, and so he becomes obsessed with Wendy's grilled chicken sandwiches or something, and so those foodie references. And then there's a lot of like talk of the fat-free things he makes, and so that was kind of fun because the cover is all like food and stuff. So I expected a foodie novel, and it was kind of, but that's it. 3 stars. I thought that her dad's relationship that he gets into midway through the book and stuff added nothing to the plot. And then what happens in the very end added nothing, and just even seemed to like make this almost like tragedy porn. And it just wasn't good. And I think because of the way that it's written, where we don't see any of the mom's death really, or like experience that, it just felt very detached. And so like about something this sensitive, I would have liked to feel an emotional connection, and I just didn't. So that's that. I picked up Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and the toys, guys, it's just crazy. The toys all make noise or else get crashed around. So I'm sorry, but I picked up Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I am not a crier in books, and I was like 2 chapters in and already teary. The book starts, she loses her mom, somewhat similar, when she's young. I think she's like 10. And I just, as a mom of a daughter, I can't imagine leaving her. And like, my husband is a wonderful dad, and she loves him so much, but like, just leaving your little girl, I can't fathom it. And the mom left like a list of a whole bunch of things, for the dad to like remember and do for their daughter. And it was just so sad. Like, so many things, like, tell her she loves her, because tell her you love her, because girls need to hear it, and just all that kind of stuff that it's like, there's certain things you need your mom for, and I can't imagine leaving her. And then also, it's a second chance romance. Hold on just a second, I'm sorry. And I have such a soft spot for second chance romances, especially when it's like first love situations. I think I may have already said this even in this vlog. I'm not sure if it was this one or the last one, but if it's a first love situation and then that comes back around, I just love those stories. So between that and the emotional punch of losing her mom and all of that. I am loving it. I'm like 3 or 4 chapters in because, like I said, physically reading has just been hard for me. That 230 page Cures for Heartbreak took me almost 4 days. And today even, I finished it, fell asleep, started Love and Other Words for a few minutes and fell asleep. So I just am having a hard time staying awake, but I'm going to finish that. Well, I don't know when I'll finish that, but hopefully soon. And that's it. So I'm still listening to Bad Behavior by Sheila O'Flanagan, and then I'm reading Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I'm loving both. So good day for reading, and we'll check in later. Hi everyone, it is Thursday, January 16th, and I'm just coming on real quick because I just finished a book. I finished Bad Behavior by Sheila O'Flanagan. And this book was cute. It was a chunker. I don't know how many pages, like 600 pages. And it was good. I've said before in this vlog, Sheila O'Flanagan is an Irish author that's similar to Marian Keyes. This one is about a girl named Darcy. And she works for this company and then finds out that it's being bought out by somebody else, and so it's a little sketchy as to what's going to happen with her job and everything. And she also gets a letter from her ex-best friend saying that she's getting married. And so there's a lot of she's like, why are you inviting me to your wedding? I haven't talked to you in years. And she's even invited to like the rehearsal dinner, and so she doesn't know if she should go or not. And we find out more about why her and her best friend are no longer best friends. And so there's that going on, and then also the new boss for the company that has taken over is her ex-husband. So that's interesting, and it was just a really fun, cute book. I think I am going to probably give it 4 stars, maybe a high 3.5, just because it was really entertaining, really cute, not a whole lot crazy going on, but I mean, it was something that kind of had me chuckling, and I really liked Darcy. It was a good story. I think probably 3.5 stars is what I'll do. So that's this. And then other than that, I'm reading Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I'm loving it. I'm 160-ish pages in, and I'm really, 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 really liking it. It's a second chance romance with a first love. The girl's mom has died, and it's just heartbreaking, and I just can put myself totally in her shoes, and it's just awesome. I'm loving it. So that one I was scared to go into because I had such high expectations, but so far so good. It is living up to them. That's all I have to update for now, so we will talk to you later. Hey guys, it is Friday, January 17th, and it's about 11:30 in the morning, and I've got my coat on and stuff because we just are running in to update, and then we're going to go out again. So this morning, it is another snow day because of ice, and so there's just a sheet of ice everywhere. I am so sick of these days, like being stuck in the house and where you can't even go out. It's just like, it drives me nuts. So that's today. Everything's closed. My husband just took us to Target because I had the Blanky brand maternity leggings, and I love them. If you haven't heard of them and you're pregnant or about to be pregnant or even if postpartum, they are these leggings that are just awesome. They're so comfortable and durable and everything, but stupid me went and painted in them the day I painted, and so I got little paint spots all over my pants, and we have tried every stain remover in this house to get it out, and I can't get it out. And so my husband's cousin told me that she is in art and stuff, and she said that tea tree oil maybe will get it out. So we went to Target, got some tea tree oil, got some other maternity clothes, just because I have a lot of hand-me-downs from my sister-in-law, but she is like 5'2", and I'm like 5'6", and so a lot of the things are too short and just don't quite fit right. So got a few more maternity things and just mix and match staple pieces to take with us because tomorrow we leave for Disney. So I also did this morning the most annoying thing ever to do when you have little kids and you're home alone is try to paint your nails. And so I thought I had this time tackled because I sat down at the breakfast table with her and I started painting them right when she started. And normally, like, this kid is a slow, long eater. And so normally I'm guaranteed at least 30 minutes when we sit down for breakfast. Of course, today she took a couple bites and then said she had to poop. And so I got one hand done and I'm trying to take her to the bathroom. Of course, it got all messed up. And then by the time I did the other hand, it was just I mean, okay, so maybe from this distance they look okay. Don't get any closer. So, and that is just so aggravating because it's like, come on, I want my hands for like 10 minutes by myself. But whatever, that's just me complaining. So, that's what we did this morning. This morning, since we were stuck inside for most of the morning, I also finished Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And oh my gosh, you guys, that was the best book I have read in a long time. It is a for sure 5-star for me. I've been putting it off, and I don't know why. I think it's just because if the expectations are so high, it almost always lets me down. This one did not. Or when the expectations are so high, like now it's over and I don't have that book on my shelf that's like a guaranteed win. So regardless, I loved it. If you haven't heard of it, it's so many people have talked about it. I'm sure everybody's heard of it, but it's kind of a second chance romance with a first love. Something happened between them 11 years ago, and the book is told in chunks, like now and then, now and then, now and then. And so we get to see these kids. They met as kids, like I can't remember how old they were, but early teens, tween age. They met and they fell for each other. Like they became friends over books, and it was just so good. And then of course that turned into a relationship, and then something happened and we don't know what happened. And now 11 years later, they run back into each other, and it's just, she's engaged to somebody else. He's dating somebody. It's just so good. So good. I don't want to say any more than that. It was so good. And the scene with her dad near the end, like, broke me. And if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just, I have a similar life experience that it just, oh my gosh. And so today, like this morning, I'm a little irritable because like I just want to go sit and be with my feelings for a little bit, and I can't because I've got, baby, husband, everybody. So yeah, that was a good one. And maybe during nap time, I'm just going to sit and stew with my feelings because that was just so good and so emotional and just awesome. So if you haven't read that one, that was my first Christina Lauren, and I know the rest aren't quite that impactful, or maybe they will be, I don't know, but I don't have as high of expectations for the rest of them, but that one was so good. So that's that. Now we are about to go meet my parents for lunch because our house, we have no food because we leave tomorrow and we're going to be gone 8 days, so I didn't want anything in the fridge. So tonight we're doing omelets with like whatever scraps are in there. And so we're going to go to lunch right now and then come back, and I bought a bunch of maternity clothes at Target, but I didn't try anything on because my husband took us. He had a work meeting this morning, then came and got us, took us, and now he's got to go to a town like an hour away to get more decking supplies because my brother does, like that's what he does for his business, his decks and that kind of stuff, and like all that fencing, all that landscaping kind of stuff. And so he's going to do that next week while we're gone. But so Jeremy has to go get the supplies from this other town and bring them back. So hopefully the roads are okay. The main roads now are fine because it's like 33 degrees, and so it's just above freezing, and they're really good about treating the roads because we get this kind of stuff all the time. So hopefully he makes it there and back safely, and that's it. So I will stop rambling. If you haven't read Love and Other Words, go do it right now. I don't care what you're doing, what you're in the middle of, go get it. And I will get back on either later today, probably later today, because I'll probably finish this vlog today and start a new one tomorrow and just make a whole Disney vlog. I'm not sure how that's going to work out because I'm the person that's like terrible at even taking pictures because it's just hard when you're trying to manage a little kid and experience all you're experiencing. So I don't know if I'll be vlogging a whole lot, but for sure updates here and there, and I'll just make one big Disney vlog. So I will check on later tonight to update you on what I started and just kind of close out this vlog, and we'll talk to you then. Okay, so it is Friday late afternoon, and I'm just coming on to really wrap up this vlog because I am starting Sacred Sins by Nora Roberts, and I'm not going to finish that tonight for sure, so I really don't think I have a whole lot else to update for this vlog. After lunch, we we came home and put on PJs, and so I could do all the laundry that we need to pack because we leave tomorrow morning. So we are in that really annoying stage of potty training where she says she has to go to the bathroom 17,000 times a day, and a lot of times it's as she's doing it, and so everything takes a long time right now, and it's really what needs to happen is I just need to spend a weekend and put her in big girl panties and work with her for real. But with us going to Disney tomorrow, I don't really I kind of like that she's in diapers because that's a lot easier for traveling. And so I'm trying to wait, and I'm trying to wait until we're in our new house so she just knows where the bathrooms are and we can just learn all in one spot. But she's ahead of the game and kind of pushing me to do it sooner. So we'll see. We'll just kind of stay in this limbo until we get back. And then when we get back, she turns 2 at the end of the month. And so maybe around her birthday, I'll give her her first pair of panties. So that's what we're doing today. Again, like I said, it's omelet night, so that's easy dinner, and just try to eat everything out of the fridge and just get ready to go. So I'm so excited. I have not been to Disney since 1999. I think we went right around the millennium, and I think it was still 99. So I was 10 years old. So it's been a minute, and I'm so excited. I wish I could just put a little GoPro on so we could watch all of her reactions, but I don't have one, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, week, whatever, whenever you're watching this. And regardless, have a good day. Bye.